welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another jam-packed week in my life. So today, like usual, I'm going to bring you along for all of our house renovation updates. We have so much going on and I'm just so excited. Also, very exciting, we finally unpacked our pod and moved our stuff into our house, and I'm just overjoyed about that, as you can imagine. We also got to have some really beautiful family time together, eat some good food, and just have a good time. So today I will be sharing all of that with you. And so with that being said, let's hop right in. All right, so we're starting off with renovations at our house. On this night, we made our way over to check out what Dan was working on, and he was doing some electrical stuff on the island. If you didn't see our other videos, I highly recommend you go watch those because it's crazy to see even now where our house has gone compared to before. But if you didn't already know this, we did not have an island in this kitchen. So Dan is currently setting that up, and obviously electrical is involved in that as well. Then I was able to get some kissies from my baby in exchange for his yellow bouncy ball. That was very exciting. And we just kind of hung out and watched Daddy do some work. All right, so now we are skipping to pie making. Now, believe it or not, I had never actually made a pie until this night. And now that I've done it, fast forward, I'm like overly confident and excited to make more pies very soon in the future. But on this night, it was actually with my small group from my church. We got together to make apple pies. And it was really sweet too, because the girl who put this together, shout out to you, Amy. This is actually a recipe that she has been making since she was in high school church youth group, when the woman leading her group taught her and her friends how to make it. So it was really cool and nostalgic to get to learn from that recipe. Side note, these are the goodies that our friend Chelsea brought that night. I believe they're both two different kinds of like pumpkin mochi basically, and they were so good. So yeah, I just did all of the steps, mixed everything up. I'm already planning my next pie for Christmas because, like I said, spoiler alert, this turned out amazing and I had never done it, and they basically told me just like, do whatever you want for the design, you've got this. And I flashed back to all the people I've watched on YouTube making pies, and I just felt really brave, and I decided to make what I consider, like, I think this is a pretty intricate design for my first attempt at a pie. And I did it, and I think I swung it out of the park, guys. The recipe was amazing, it was delicious, and my design, I think, was beautiful. So I did this kind of woven pie. I got this idea from Girl in Calico here on YouTube, and she's on Instagram. And then we did the little cutouts of the leaves to add to the pie as well. That's right, guys, and that is the beauty shot of my beautiful and delicious pie. Oh, so good. So on this day, we actually made our way to a local petting zoo. And this is really cool because, you know, we're going to be figuring out all of the different things to do around town in the different seasons. And this is one of the random kind of popular like indoor winter activities they have around here. And I've never seen anything like this. It's literally like an indoor barn petting zoo situation just right in the middle of town. Logan is really into animals, if you didn't know that. Like, his favorite kinds of books to read and videos to watch are animal videos. Now, granted, part of that is because that's what we've been giving him. I love, you know, the realism of like, look at, they're animals, they're real, it's nature, and it's wholesome. I was not a huge animal fan when I was a little kid. Like, I really disliked going to the zoo. But as I've gotten older, and I think just like interested in homesteading, honestly, my feelings around animals have changed, and I just find them so fascinating and beautiful, and another like amazing element of God's creation. And it's crazy to like see and touch so many different kinds of animals in person. By the way, Logan had never been on a rocking horse until right now, and he loved it, as you can see. Say bye, animals. Oh man, it's right here. All right, so now we're cutting to pretty much what most of my work has been for like the last week and a half, and that is painting trim. I'm still not technically done painting trim, like at this point, but I'm probably like 75% of the way done, and it's really making a difference, as you will see. Now, at this point, we had actually just picked out the tile for our bathrooms, and so Dan brought it over for me to see, and I fell in love. We're going to grout this with black grout, and I think it's gonna look really cool. We've actually joked, we're like, our truck is gonna match our house, because it turns out our counters are gonna be black. You guys will see that. We're actually getting them installed next week, and now our bathroom floors are going to be black as well. But yeah, I just thought it was really pretty. I wanted to show you. And then, of course, we got to check in with the neighborhood turkey gang. What's up, turkey gang? I put Logan to sleep for his nap basically every day and to bed at night. It's almost always me. On this day, I picked 3 different books I wanted to read him before his nap. He went to sleep pretty early, so depending on when we get down to bed, I'll read him anywhere from like 1 to 5 books. He loves when I read to him, and it's really sweet. And so we cuddled up into our blankets. By the way, if you've never heard me talk about these blankets, this is from a brand called Don't Freak It's Faux, which is actually my mom's company, and they are the most luxurious faux fur blankets you will ever experience in your life. Everyone that buys one like basically comes back for more because family members end up fighting over these blankets. They're so amazing. If you want to check them out, I will have the link down below. And I actually have a code right now for a really incredible discount if you want to try out any of their blankets. It's NK20 for 20% off, which is amazing. So I'm going to go ahead and leave that link and that code down below. You will not regret your purchase if you decide to get one. By the way, on this day, I read Logan Otis, which we picked up at the Goodwill, and he loves Otis now. And we also read A Trip to the Forest by Tabitha Page, which this is part of like a 3-part collection. I've mentioned it before. He still loves these books so much. They're so beautiful. And yeah. So once Logan falls asleep for his nap, that's usually when I make my way next door to our house to work on different things for the home. So right now, like I mentioned, it's a whole lot of trim painting. And as I was going, I definitely had moments where I was like, is this worth it? Should I not be painting it? Like, am I spending so much time on something that doesn't matter? But I think you will see as we went, it totally makes a difference.
3 bottles. Like I said, this will last me 6 months, so I don't anticipate laundry soap again until
Whoa. I had to keep that in to prove that I do dangerous, exciting things too, guys. Like almost getting killed by the closet door. That actually was crazy, and I don't know how I didn't freak out. Anyways, like I mentioned, painting the trim, I think, is actually making a huge difference in the overall like look of the house and what we're going for, which is kind of light and bright, which as I'm saying it, I realize that sounds funny considering we're going with darker countertops and darker floors in our bathrooms, but I think the contrast will be really pretty. And I don't know, I'm sitting here defending why we're painting the trim white, but that's really just what we felt like doing. And you will see through this video, because I got a lot of it done on this week, that like I mentioned, I think it makes a huge difference and it's really pretty. By the way, it was snowing this week. We actually had a couple of times where it like fully snowed and stuck to the ground for a couple of days, which is funny because we've also had a couple of days here where it's been like 60 degrees in the last week. So apparently people are not kidding when they say that the weather can like dramatically change from day to day here in North Idaho. So you can see I'm in a different outfit. This was pretty much my week. Like my week consisted of just like normal house things, like caring for baby and painting trim. Like it was an all week thing. I haven't really gotten to do a whole lot of work in the house for like multiple reasons, but doing this just reinforced to me how proud we're both going to be of this house when we're done, whenever that is. I wanted to put air quotes around the word done because we'll see when that happens. But yeah. By the way, this is a tile cutter that Dan used to cut the tiles for the bathroom. Oh, and I'm slowly unboxing things and random, but on this day, I actually found my Prana mat and I'm excited to try that out again. And then I peeked out the window and the turkey gang was back and I had to show them to you because this day it was snowing and those turkeys come out, snow or no snow, apparently. Okay, now this was like really exciting. Like I kind of lost it on this day because our stuff has been packed up in storage for 6 months. You could see I was there doing a little dance in the living room. Our stuff has been packed in storage. We haven't seen any of it really for like 6 months. And so this was such an exciting day for Dan and my brother Casey to head over to the storage unit, unpack everything and officially check out. And I was so excited. I couldn't stop saying how excited I was. And so they only brought in a couple of things, like really the couch so that we could see how we wanted to lie it out, what we want to do with it. But most things are still staying in the garage for the next couple of weeks until we're finished with our like basic renovations, which that's coming soon, guys. It's so exciting. So this was actually over Thanksgiving. That's why he's cutting a turkey and you're seeing my big feast of a plate. And we had a beautiful Thanksgiving. It was very calm and delicious and just our family hanging out, chatting, like I said, stuffing our faces with food as you do. And it was just a lovely day. By the way, this is the pie I made with my Bible study group. And I ended up sauteing some candied pecans to add on top. And we put vanilla ice cream with it. Holy Toledo, that was the best dessert I've had in a long time. So like I said, more pies hopefully will be coming soon. Okay, so this is the next day. This is actually breakfast time. And I chopped up some mushrooms and onions as well as some oranges because I have oranges like most days of the week. And then I pulled out some raw cream and my eggs. And I decided to make some scrambled eggs. By the way, Logan is constantly trying to grab like the eggs from us. He used to love gathering the eggs from the chickens when we lived in Nashville. He would just get giddy with excitement. So I cooked up some bacon in the oven. And while that was cooking, I sauteed mushrooms and onions in a pan with some butter. And then I put in our eggs. Then, and I had never done this before, I poured some heavy cream into the egg mixture, and then I just sauteed everything together. Oh, and if you've never made bacon in the oven, I just want to say you're missing out, and it is so much easier to cook bacon this way. It cooks it evenly all the way through, and then you don't have to deal with getting burnt by like splattering oil. So just a very exciting pro hack that most people know, but I didn't. So in case you didn't know, now you know. This, by the way, was like our breakfast platter, me, Dan, and Logie. That tends to be how we eat breakfast. We all eat off of like one big breakfast plate. All right, guys, now this was very exciting. We made our way down to our local Coeur d'Alene Christmas parade. Now, we weren't able to stay for the whole thing because Logie was just over it at one point, but look at how cute this is. This was downtown on Sherman Avenue, and everything was lit up, as you can see, and it was just a local parade of music and dogs and people with different dance groups and bands, and it was really cool. And like I said, we actually left a little early because Logie was tired, but as we were driving away, we actually pulled up to a spot where we were able to perfectly see the fireworks. And so we got to experience that on our way home too. On that note, guys, that is pretty much it. Like I said in the last video, I know I haven't been putting up very many videos, but I'm kind of just trying to keep my head above water right now and get into this house and all that jazz. And I just appreciate you guys still hanging with us and checking in and following along. I will, God willing, see you guys back here very soon. And that's it. Bye, guys.